At 9:30 in the morning on June 12, 2026, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange opened for trading. This was the moment SpaceX officially went public. To understand the scale of what happened next, you have to visualize $1 trillion. If you spent $1 million every single day, it would take you more than 2,700 years to go through it. This was the wealth Elon Musk achieved in a single day. But there is a massive gap between the value of this company and the reality of its business. While the stock price was soaring, the company itself was recording a $5 billion loss for the year. How does a company losing billions of dollars legally mint the world's first trillionaire? This discrepancy isn't an accident. It is the result of a specific sequence of financial maneuvers used by the ultra-rich to detach their wealth from the actual performance of their companies. The process begins by inflating the asset. In finance, this is known as the castles in the air theory, where value is determined by psychology rather than math. Most of this wealth isn't liquid cash sitting in a bank. It's paper wealth, tied strictly to the fluctuating price of company shares. To drive those prices up without a profitable product, you have to sell the public on a version of the future that feels inevitable. Take the Hyperloop. In 2013, it was pitched as a revolution that would move people at 600 miles per hour. By 2023, the project was quietly wound up, leaving nothing behind but an empty tube in the desert. We saw the same pattern with promises of fully autonomous driving in 2015 and the Las Vegas tunnel project that ended in standard traffic jams. When these promises fail, the stock price often stays high. That's because these investors aren't buying a functional transportation system. They are buying into a shared belief that because Musk is involved, success is guaranteed. Once the asset is inflated, you have to find a way to spend that wealth without actually selling the stock. This is done through a strategy called buy, borrow, die. In most countries, you only pay taxes on your shares when you sell them. If you never sell, you never owe the government a cent in capital gains. Instead of selling, billionaires mortgage their stock for massive cash loans. This isn't counted as income, so it's untaxed. The results are stark. Between 2014 and 2018, Musk's wealth grew $14 billion, but he paid a tax rate of just 3.2%. By living entirely on debt secured by high-growth stocks, the ultra-rich hoard their wealth while the tax burden of running the country shifts toward the working class. The final stage is ensuring the system stays rigged. This requires spending that untaxed cash to eliminate any regulatory or legal roadblocks. In the 2024 elections, Musk donated $290 million to Donald Trump's campaign. The access Musk gained was unprecedented for a private citizen. He began attending cabinet meetings and accompanying the president on state visits to China and Saudi Arabia, often finalizing private deals for his own companies while traveling on the taxpayer's dime. This political influence led to immediate changes in the law. Nasdaq was pressured into overwriting its own rules, allowing public retirement funds to be poured into the SpaceX IPO without the usual waiting period required to ensure the stock was stable. 2 days before that IPO, the SEC even excused brokers from safety rules meant to protect customer funds, effectively endangering $70 billion of public money to guarantee the $1 trillion valuation. This isn't an empire built on innovation alone. It's an empire built on the ability to capture government agencies and rewrite the law to favor one man's interests. This wealth is far more fragile than it appears. When Musk and Trump had a brief public disagreement in 2025, Tesla's share price dropped 14% overnight. While this artificial wealth fluctuates based on political moods, real-world crises remain underfunded. According to the United Nations, it would take $40 billion a year to end world hunger by 2030. That $40 billion is a mere fraction of Musk's net worth. When the World Food Program presented Musk with a specific roadmap on how to spend $6 billion to save 42 million people from starvation, he never responded. Don't let the scale of these numbers fool you. When you look at where to put your own money, look past the hype and the political subsidies, and look for the real-world fundamentals.